Hello there everybody, my name is Juan and welcome back to a new reaction. Today we are going to be going back into the Lovesick Hexalogy. I released that reaction in September of 2025, so like about 7 months ago, and in that time it has managed to reach 50,000 views. I guess people really enjoyed my destruction of sorts, my emotional disarray, if you will, because it was one of the first videos in which I kind of cried. I don't think I've cried ever since. Reasonably so. The record being a memorialization of Juanisabeast's life, and Shingo 2 being a constant collaborator and a friend of his, putting that together in order to give him an ode, in order to commemorate him. I thought it was very beautiful, and all those factors kind of together with the super emotional music, the somewhat sad lyrics, all together got me, and I cried. So I think that's why it was so popular. And after I listened to the part 6 and Perfect Circle, I did not listen to the remixes. And I said I would on my off time, but honestly I never did. So I figured, what would be a better way to celebrate this 50,000 views? Dude, none of my videos have that kind of a viewership. So I figured now that it's there, let's listen to the remixes. Let's see what's going on there. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see. Oh, this is very different.
I told you that story to tell you this one. Now, check this out. Goes out to my G.
Love sick like a dog, canine sensitivity. Developing a new theory, a relativity. Connecting the soul's rest in captivity. Positive life, sacrifice what it is to be our history. Only a quarter of a century reality. Sitting on the shoulders of a chemistry. See, ain't no mystery. Mystery comes that we mix. Set the mind free, let the blind see beyond harmony. Take life in the dead space below where your clouds of doubt. New territory, we determine to be. Everything is safe haven is supposed to be. Now it might seem distant, but the time is near. When the thoughts take us to the atmosphere. Goes down waves, travel semi-infinitely. Plus I see you there up close, definitely. Cause a beat,
cause a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
Cause a beat, cause a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I am the best, I rip it up with finesse.
Good gracious, every process has a genesis, it ends with the revelation. God bless this opportunity for me to find a voice for some words that have waited for way too long. No wages, small tips on the avenue, never wasted, all hits for a revenue. Haven't you heard the news lately? Seems we've been living for some times in the purgatory. But yo, I gonna do what a love song sound like. But I felt a warmer tune in the sunlight. I can still hear it in my room past midnight. Gotta move, take us all a cruise in the moonlight. Sometimes I do forget, oh how much we could ease the lives we lead. If we learn to let go, the race that we hold, that we return to our soul, and the spirit that flows. So you see upon everyday face, there's a million shades to express definition of grace. But the method I choose, my prerogative. There's so much I got to give. Cause the beat, not the melody, makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Cause the beat, not the melody, makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Oh, how I could write a book on how you make me feel. But how about the song that I wrote for you? What I feel like, I wanna put my trust in these simple words for you to feel what I'm saying, what you feel like. Reminisce about the little episodes that we shared together. Remember the time that you told me in the cold night to relax when all I knew was to hold tight. Remember the time that I spoke to a crowd in a full house. Realized that you was my ace, I was the joker on the stage singing the blues. All eyes on me and had nothing to prove. But yo, thought I knew what a diamond shine like. But I felt a sharper love in the limelight from the Queen of Hearts, watching me quietly from the upper deck balcony. Sometimes sometimes I do suspect I'm an actor in a well-scripted
live
divine comedy.
comedy.
When I look back that frozen slides of time and try to defrost the senses lost. Now
Now for the metaphor, the motivation that I wrote this letter for.
for you to know that the music helps carry on. Like a singing you day will bring us tomorrow. Cause your melody makes me speak
Your melody eloquently, so evidently.
Yeah, cause my melody makes me speak of eloquently, so evidently. Cause my beat plus your melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Cause your beat plus my melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
Interesting. Okay. Honestly, after listening to this one first, I gotta say I am very glad that I handled the discography, or at least the Hexalogy, in the way that I did, and kind of did the original songs and Perfect Circle in the first reaction, and this in the second part, because I feel like after I listened to the first after I listened to the Hexalogy, just the original songs without the remixes, I was kind of like emotionally torn apart in a way that I was like, damn, it was kind of exhausting, like feeling so many emotions through music. That if I would have continued with this, I feel like it would have ruined that to a certain extent. Because on here we like to keep it real. I can't front, I can't lie. This does not compare to the original, in my opinion. I think this is considerably worse, honestly. With all due respect, I love it. I cry to it. It is what it is. But now that I get into it, I don't know what it is. The last maybe 30 seconds was the nicest thing because it carried a sort of melody that I could decipher with my ears. But for the most part, this remix here, for the most part, it sounds like it has like a conflicting sort of sound. You have these drums that are a little bit louder than the melody they're utilizing in the background, and it kind of feels like those two sounds together kind of clash in a way that makes it hard for me to kind of vibe to it. So it's a little unfortunate. Like if I go into the original, hold on. The original is so good that, like, yeah. Bro, even, like, 15 seconds in, it's already so much better. Now, obviously, a remix is not supposed to be, like, a better version of the original. Clearly it's not. It's just like an addition or an extension of the original, if you will. But yeah, no, it was a little so busy, so like almost contradicting that it kind of didn't really work too much for me, that 12-inch remix. Those sounds as well, that ooh, 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 in the original not being used at all, kind of, it's like, damn, you're kind of missing out right there, I feel like. But okay. How about we listen to the next one? We've got an Acoustica. Whatever that means. Let's see, I guess we're about to find out. Let's see. This is part 2, second remix. Let's see. I remember some people saying that some of the remixes were better, but like...
Part 2.
Maybe?
This goes out to a dear friend. Once again now, where do I start, dear love? I'm struck with the pure luck to find you here. Every morning I wake from a cavernous night, sometimes still pondering the previous plight. Seems life done changed, long time no speak. Nowadays I often forget the day of the week, taking it by stride if you know what I mean. No harm done, no offense taken by me. So let's rap, we'll catch up the part. What's ahead? Perhaps we even closer. Now after all things considered, on the side of the planet, couldn't pick a better time, even if we planned it to come clean and candid. If I have to, or what I wouldn't trade for your laughter. Sweet and sour spice in my poetry pot melting, even better than the real things like the God in me. So the devil in you, I wanted to break myself in the worst way when I met you. Who would have thought conversate by the river, celebrate birth, sit and delivered lines that are proved to be the seeds of trust, unsigned yet but destined to grow sunshine. Serve a sound task pad on the desk of good works, knowing hardship, appreciate the best of both worlds. And love you, as I say, L-O-V-E, evidently see every song has a sequel. Never sing everything but the all fresh, just like back then. How we do every day, say love you, as I say, L-O-V-E, eloquently see every dream has a part two. Never say me got to keep it tight always, just like back then. Hear me out. Together now, where do we go, dear divine? I pray that you keep watching over us. From the heavens where light is the nucleus, to the space filled with darkness and negative matter. Anti-gravity pull us what I'd rather feel when I leave this shell eventually. Tied to the mother earth's ground me mentally. Real vibes keep me alive spiritually. Imagination brings bliss and no cost. When I blink, I receive and no loss. Victory comes small packages, like a leaf off an olive tree brought back by a dove from above. Then I'm gonna rhyme law. Well, you saw that we're coming ever since the beginning and the end. Well, anyways, I'm not a perfect being. Yes, I am a man full of yes, I am. It's like the devil in me, so the God in you. You epitome the etymology of enthusiasm. Look it up, there lies the clouds that form the rain that came from the ocean that flow from the river. I'm a believer, firm with the first words, lyrical transceiver over ancient roots. Science plus odds multiplied by faith, then divided by the number of an ethnic race. Let me mention what I've been thinking, how to save the children when the ship is sinking. So I'm sinking, no lip syncing, slogans, political hooligans with hand missiles and guns. Everything's relative when it's all in the family. Oh man, understand the time has finally come to realize the great power of one. All formulas equalize under the sun. Amen.
Pop off.
The rhymes are here cause I believe in music. In times of need, they won't believe in music. The beat plus the melody's the recipe. Your vibe surely brings out the best in me. The rhymes are here cause I believe in music. In times of need, they won't believe in music. The beat plus the melody's the recipe. All good souls lost, may they rest in peace. As I say, L-O-V-E, evidently see every song has a sequel. Never see everything but the need. All fresh just like back then. How we do every day, say love you. As I say, L-O-V-E, eloquently see every dream has a part two. Never say you got to keep it tight always, just like back then. To hear me out. In times of need, they won't believe in you. Say the beat plus the melody, the recipe. Your vibe surely brings out the best in me. The rhymes are here cause I believe in music. In times of need, they won't believe in you. Say the beat plus the melody, the recipe. Hip hop worldwide, we got to live in peace like that. Like that, like that, like that, like that. Live in peace
Yes. That's fucking good. Wow. Yo, that almost got me, particularly in the at least the way I feel like this is very different. I don't think it sounds like the original whatsoever. So like part 2, here we go. This goes out to a dear friend. Okay, he does it, and then in the end, rest in peace. Let me do a little research. I don't think. Oh god, this is so good as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really compare, to be completely honest, part 2 to the remix. Simply because they kind of feel like such different experiences. And this remix, this Acoustica, I guess it's not, maybe not a remix per se, but like a different construction of the song. It utilizes certain parts of the lyrics of the first one, but it kind of sounds like a completely different song in my opinion, and it's like so fucking beautiful, bro. Like, it's like, honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be so like grandiose and sort of like spacey, and it kind of for a moment there started making me think about shit in my life and like reconsidering certain things I've done and like the people I need to go see type vibe, you know. And it's like, fuck, dog, that one at the end, particularly when it said rest in peace, that felt like from the heart. That part almost got me crying again. But I'm strong. Not to say that you're not strong if you cry, right? But yeah, no. That was fucking beautiful. If anything, as an extension of the original, it's amazing, bro. Oftentimes, I feel like whenever a song is remixed, it very rarely does it make it better. But this, as an extension, as a remix, if you will, an Acoustica a version of it, it sounds very fucking good. Oh my god, I'm so glad I came there. Because when I listened to that first one, I was like, okay, you know, it's like, my respects, not the best. I'm not a fan of how, like, these contradicting sounds. You have, like, a melody that sounds kind of nice, but then these drums are kind of, like, overbearing on top of it. So I was like, what am I getting into? But after listening to this, I'm sold. I'm fucking sold. That was beautiful, bro. Shall we move along to part 3, the Taku remix? Let's see. Run it! Very different from the original already.
And now, we have a wonderful surprise for you.
Make the mic live.
Resurrection.
Make the mic live.
Resurrection.
It's funny how the music put times in perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it. Whenever you're on, feeling blue, keep walking and we can't get far. It's funny how the music put times in perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it.
Wherever you are,
feeling blue, keep walking and we can't get far.
Wherever you are, like a movie that you can't predict,
like a book that you can't resist. A sing-along song that's oh so sensual. Bring along sip to make it oh so sexual. Verbally that is, making love to the muse means vibe to the beat at night. With the whole city fast asleep. How cold true words seem to ride to my lips. Take hold of a hold of me most powerfully. Feel free when the world doesn't know to me. It's so hard to find a gig that lives up to the billing. Try and find a reason to work out, well it not me. When thinking is wishful, like a star upon a jar, gazing up to the ceiling. How far do we have to stretch the truth? Fit the lifestyle borrowed and overdue. We can take it all back to the register and start all over from the canister. Just break it all down in the piece of right moments that pass by like a meteorite. Throw on your favorite reel, that's good to go. On the analog play, watch the people go. Sit back to breathe and let the memories flow. Comedy, tragedy, all the highs and lows. flows. It's
Funny how the music put times in perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it. Wherever you are.
Feel the blue, keep walking and we can't get far. Wherever you are. Wherever you are. Whenever you are. Wherever you are. Like your moves that I can't predict. Like your look that I can't resist. The tingling feeling was so mutual. The lingering appeal was so unusual. Herbally, what is medicine to a lone soul can become poisonous sun with the whole city fast asleep. How cold true vision seem to come to the eye. Take hold of a prophet in me most visibly. I see clear when the world doesn't show it to me. It's so hard to make sense in the cycle of feeling. Trying to find a reason to quit and make a killing. Not me, my thinking is wishful like a star upon a child staring down from the ceiling. How far do we have to
Stretch the picture before pixelating the human texture.
We can take it all back to the register and start all over from the canister. Let's save it all up for one ultimate prize. Homecoming gathering with the big surprise. Throw on your favorite record that's good to go on the analog table and insert the blow. Sit back with easy, hear the MC flow. Hi-hat, kick drum, all the highs and lows. It's funny how the music put towns in perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it. Whenever you feel the blue, keep walking and we can't get far. Third time the charm. Hopefully when the time on your door you still let me in after all these years. The room that you caved in my heart is exactly the same as you left it. I realize that you have moved on. New styles and clicks like them silent flicks sound speechless in this golden occasion. The beautiful expression on the silver creation. This time I like to keep in touch. I'm a little bit wiser, a whole lot tougher. If I suffer through another nightmare tonight, we'll chalk it up as another chapter to write. Or right or wrong or somewhere down the middle of the road. I wanna see you again in the scene with the backdrop a perfect 10. And the music can take us back to the spot right then. From black and white to a sepia tone. Some dreams come with a tint or a monochrome. From black and white to my skin tone. Some dreams have a stint on this microphone. It's funny how the music put time in perspective. Add a soundtrack to your life and perfect it. Whenever you are, feel the blue, keep walking and we can't get far. Wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are.
Interesting. Okay, I feel like this one in particular kind of takes away the sentimentality from the original. The original felt a lot more sentimental from what I recall. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I'm not like sold. Like that second one was really like beautiful and grandiose and like eventful. This one feels a little bit okay, like more of like a generic remix in any regard. No offense, with all due respects, but the original kind of destroys this one. And the second one, I was like, okay, like that one is a more interesting, more difficult to kind of decide which one is better because they both kind of stand on their own. This one, I'm like, the original is for sure a little bit better. So let's see. I kind of want to hear a little bit of the original just to make sure that what I'm saying is correct. But come on, it is, dude. And now, yeah, dude, just like 15 seconds in, and it's like so much better, dude. Okay, and it's interesting that one ended up being like a whole minute shorter than the original. So even then, it's not like making it longer would have made it sound any better. But let's see. Let's dive into the LASTorder remix of Part 4. Let's see.
Come on. Yeah. Snowflakes in January, heart warm like February. I wouldn't ordinarily rush to the drum, play a fool like April. Made the best dance in the June, no bridal. Power us in a new semester back in September. Boy, I wonder if you still remember. Meet me halfway from Mars to Venus. Meet me, the chase is on between us. Retweet the sweetest piece of confection. Handmade device for remote connection. Ask a question, wait for an answer and make a suggestion. Time and a place for a first impression. Second and third to a fourth dimension. Rise above waste that hold us captive. To a swear that I the captain. Cool the sapphire, sky like sapphire. Moth to a fire, but we can fly higher. To a region apex, we fit tight like a glow in the latex. Bring it down to earth for a cooling session. Lane sideways and glazed in essence. Gaze each other in the out-of-fine galaxies of uncharted nations. Joy of the spilled milk on a quill, a lavender, woven in the fabric of a calendar. Dresses up at the end of October. Give thanks to the family November. A cold blood goes to December. And we back to the origins. Let me begin. Snowflakes in January. All warm like February. I wouldn't ordinarily march to the drum, play a fool like April. Made the best dance in the June or bridal. Power of the will, Juliet and Augustus. All you know is just us in the new semester. Back in September. Boy, I wonder if you still remember. I couldn't hide it, way too delighted. Tried to ride it cool, but obliged to ride it. Wouldn't fight it. Had my watch pause when I put my lips on your eyelids. The lost second, deposit in a memory bank. Every chance I pocketed, I sent a blank check with the signature. Fonts on serif, the curvature. A lone harbinger with toys played coy like fish in the pond. Fonts were served pond like dish. Life is short like a dog on leash. Or a fuse in an open tree that got struck by lightning. Hang painting on the wall over the writing. Brighten up the room for a private dining. Increase the pieces, seize the anxiety. Spread love and see the whole society. You got me shooting off on a tangent, as I always do when I'm on the fringe. And the tally of the letters will reach the valley where the wings will seek. The city show classic at the top of October. Give thanks to the family November. A cold blood goes to December. And we back to the origins and let me begin. Snowflakes in January. Heart warm like February. I wouldn't ordinarily march to the drum, play a fool like April. Made the best dance in the June or bridal. Power of the will, Julius and Augustus. All you know is just us in a new semester. Back in September. Boy, I wonder if you still remember.
Okay, interesting. I think that's similar in the same way to like the third one, where I feel like it kind of removes the sort of sentimentality behind it. I feel like the original part 4 was so like tender and sentimental that it kind of made you feel some kind of way. This, there is semblances of sentimentality. It's not like completely devoid of it, but it also trying to make it like more grandiose than it is, does kind of remove a lot of like that like sentiment that you're like, oh fuck, like the sting of like of somebody you actually miss that's passed away. And obviously, like, I'm here reacting to like remixes. Clearly, like I've said again and again, it's not gonna be like overworld. I mean, the second one kind of was, to be to be fair, but these other ones, I feel like they're not bad. At least this one's not bad. It's definitely there's some level of enjoyment to be gained out of it. That being said, it does not compare to the original. To be fair, but okay, let's see. We got two more. How about let's get to it and let's see what else we got here with the Jumpster remix of Part 5. Let's see.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen.
What could I say after it was done? As though the only thing you had to give away was gone now. Was gone now. What could I say after it was done?
Till death do us part, and it did. Comes sudden like clouds and it hit my son. My truth heavier than imaginally. Die cast and led on the life we nourished in the days we cherished as kids. We let them wins on by, but when I rewind, your smile is the only thing that comes to mind. Your smile is the only thing that shines. In your last breath you told me that you had to go, cause it pained you so, oh I loved you so much. So why the selfish to hold on and cling on to your body that holds the soul that wanted to set free the eagle in the cage, and you became eagerly what I wanted to be. You're the person to leave, I the person to see off. Another best friend that lands in. I watch grown men moan and women weep as you quietly descended 6 feet deep by the spirit ascended. Before wet eyes, a gift from God, return to sender. Though I like to pretend that this never happened, I could turn around and see you laughing. But the fact is, you could never practice getting blindsided in the windshield. Endless field of shards of glass, this too shall pass. But reality bites and says not so fast. First you must climb a cavalry of shattered hopes, and then a mountain of prayers unheard till you reach the peak where you can see the dark abyss below. Then you let me know if you have what it takes for a leap of faith. They had to say hell no, hell just but not yet, please. Bless the forehead cold in the bed or alone on the road with nobody to hold. When the pouring rain is too much to bear, it's a reason to live, but see that needs care till death do us part.
And it did.
Come sudden like clouds in the head, my son, my truth heavier than imaginally. Die cast and led on the life we nourished in the days we cherished as kids. We let it with some by, but when I rewind, your smile is the only thing that comes to mind. Your smile is the only thing that shines. Listen. Now I hit the stage in honor of you. How's the other side? I bet it's a splendid view. No more stress for rent or to make ends. Collide in a cocktail, shame with envy. I can hide behind lens that block the UV. Looking in from the outside, the bowl is murky. The toll for the bridge is rising. When the man says Storm City Hall is burning. Same old chaos. Gotta shut myself like I'm waiting to take off. On the runway, scoping out the window. The moisture covers the sight though. Telling myself it's just another day in the life of a starving artist, trying to paint a dream and walk from chasing the departed. We used to hang by the bank to see who could skip a stone the farthest. What I thought was a stream is now an ocean. No such thing as an extreme to show devotion to your craft, which I didn't know they have. Tried to knock down the door and caught the backdraft in a whiplash, all in reverse. Then I finally stood up and said we reserve the right to serve anyone. And all the same, no, you deserve the best of the most fun. By the way, got your letter, you said you were fed up. Well, I second that, and I reckon that you tried, so I don't place the blame that you took the fifth and the first flight out of town into the mist till death do us part.
And it did.
Come sudden like clouds and it hit my son. Your truth heavier than imaginally. Die cast and led on the lives we nourished in the days we cherished as kids. We let them with some by, but when I rewind, your smile is the only thing that comes to mind. Your smile is the only thing that shines. Your smile is the only thing that comes to mind. Your smile is the only thing that shines. Whether a tree lived to see the end of centuries or a random hand picks it instantly, life is all a miracle for all to believe. I must tell you that you live beautifully.
Suddenly, I cannot remember the color of your eyes or the things we said as we stood together for the last time. Last time.
Interesting. Okay. I kind of would like to hear what you guys think about these remixes, because honestly, this one, I feel like when I first listened to the original, this was the one that kind of tore me the fuck up, because it begins with, Till Death Do Apart, and it did. To me, the first time I listened to that shit fucking tore me apart, bro. That's when I was like, fuck, dude. And I must tell you that you live beautifully. Though, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like these remixes kind of take away the sentimentality of the music, the originals. And that being said, I feel like if you take away the context of what they're talking about and just listen to the song for the sense of, like, the musicality of it, for the vibe of it, even then it kind of doesn't hit. It's not, like, particularly groovy or anything. You have, like, another essence or another instance of, like, multiple sounds kind of clashing. You have, like, this, like, grandiose sort of sound in the back, and then, like, these, like, what I could only describe as sort of like elevator music kind of sounds, like sprinkled within, which was interesting to a certain regard. But when you have so many, like, different sounds coming together, it's a little bit overwhelming. And when you compare it to the original and the sort of, like, emotional gravity of it, it kind of, not only does it not compare, it kind of, it's like a downstep from it, to be honest. Okay, I think we have one more, which is the Uyama Hiroto remix. I'm excited for that because Uyama Hiroto is held in high regard and has a lot of music that is similar to Nujabeast, so I expect it to be sort of one of the better ones here. I mean, so far, I think the Acoustica version of part 2 is the best of this bunch, but let's see. Let's get into it and we'll see what I think after I listen to it. Let's see.
Like I had some holes in my mouth, but the stone turned fresh when they all came out. On a string of deep thought that can never be bought. Body rock, don't stop, beat bop the hip hop. Cold as ice, so I stared at they fall to the floor. What was left? A shoestring budget on call. Then these new styles came along. Some on to the next, on some other hit. Their own trip, colors faded on their brush, centerfolds dated. Make you feel old and jaded. The goal was to make it and we made it, but we didn't know how to keep it like nice kicks that wouldn't fit. Only way was to box it up and duct tape it up. Store it underneath the bed and open it up. Once in a blue moon, think about a cool ending to a story that ended too soon. Gotta bring back the feeling. I'll do anything not to be stuck on feeding. The pain can be sharper than a scalp to a patient. You don't know what heart, it's a daily operation. After 6 comes 7 and 8. Access code to the pearly gates that say him to wait. And the speak of fate, I've been out to the play for my mate. I see the angels draw the drapes over the earthscape with the wine and the spirit of grapes. Gotta finish what we started, so I cut the tape as the Rex will stay and rotate. Shape every part equal, it's a film that's standing on the awkward at a start or a finish. A line on loop carries weight, a freight train runs undebated. Views vanish from my point of vantage. Passions come in and out, how I remember your antics. Still alive cause I said it. Life of it's told unless we did it. You'll see the naming credits. A labor of love, you mean slavery. Surely it's being quite savory. Crave on the back of me, verbal alchemy. Pure magic when she touches me. I read that love is kind, but it's also blind. Of any style you profess, you could be my guest. Happiness is a hot potato that you can't possess alone. Just pass it on like a song. I might look calm and collected at a glance, but I taste the void when I'm not connected to the world kinetic, as opposed to static. Out of hands workshop of a modern day addict. On a hot streak for inspiration is key to feed the mind and need for stimulation. Elevating music of snow to blaze it. After 6 comes 7 and 8. Access code to the pearly gates. They say heaven can wait. In the speak of fate, a finale to a play full of mate. I see the angels draw the drapes over the earthscape where the blinded spirit of grapes. Gotta finish what we started, so I cut the date. I direct the wheel, stay and rotate.
Interesting. That was kind of good when it comes to remixes. Let me see. I kind of want to listen to the original part 6. It's honestly, like, it's a difficult thing to, like, make a remix that'll sound equal or better than any of these songs, to be honest, because, like, that's sort of like fucking vibe. Like, it starts playing, and then the beat starts a little bit, and it's like, fuck, bro, like, again, 15, 16 seconds in, and it's already, I feel like, better than the remix. But there's a lot of things to be said here. Okay, first and foremost, this is the last bits of Nujabi's music that I've never listened to. The remixes here, I never really took the time to listen to them, even though I said I would. I honestly just didn't. So coming back to listen to it some more time, it's just goes to show, man, how sort of beautiful this Hexalogy is and beautiful Nujabi's music was, and how incredible and sort of admirable it is for somebody to put together a project like this. I feel like in the original I kind of said the same thing, where Shingo 2 here kind of putting this together for a friend who has passed, and obviously in the lyrics you could see how he kind of feels about it, how he like kind of fucked him up as well, because it was like too soon for him to go, and now he kind of has to deal with that, or at least in that point in time, he had to deal with those circumstances and kind of being like, fuck, like my homie who I made so much beautiful art with is now gone, and he kind of had to put this together. Not had to, but he chose to put it together. I think that's so beautiful. What an amazing, like a real friend, genuinely, because like I feel like I've never seen anything like this, but but now that that's out of the way, let me say that, again, like I mentioned, after listening to the first remix here, I'm kind of glad that I didn't listen to the remixes on the same sitting that I did the original songs. What the fuck was that sound? I'm kind of glad I did it in that way, simply because I feel like the original songs are so captivating and sentimental and emotional, sort of like tender even, that had I listened to these remixes afterwards, it might have kind of ruined that experience a little bit for me. So I'm kind of glad I took some time in between doing the originals and the remixes. Now, I think I read in the comments section some people saying that they were upset a little, I guess, that I didn't do the remixes, so that's kind of what prompted this, honestly. And some of them saying that the remixes were better, which I don't think so. I don't think any of these are better than the original. I feel like the originals just capture a feeling that's incomparable, to be honest. And anybody trying to make something or a remix or something that kind of trying to come close to captivating that same feeling, it's impossible, bro. That being said, I think the acoustic part for Lovesick Part 2 is fantastic. That shit kind of took me out of my mind, kind of put me in a very pensive, very sort of thoughtful sort of mindset where I'm over here thinking about other shit and I'm like, oh damn, that's doing its fucking job if it's got me over here thinking about shit, you know? And yeah, I mean, if you made it this far and you kind of wanted me to listen to the other six, there's a whole video. It's my most popular video. You can find it easily. I'll leave it at the end cards. But yeah, no, I think the fact that these remixes, like, they're not bad, bro. And even then, the fact that these people, like Taku, I would imagine that's a person, LASTorder, Jumpster, and Uyama Hiroto wanted to take a part in this project goes to show that they also probably had a lot of love for Nujabi. So it's not, I'm not criticizing from a place of like being a hater. I'm kind of just like listening and being like, it's not that good in my opinion. Which is why, like, again, like I've said like 3 times now, I'm glad that I listened to it in the way that I did. No, but part 2, fantastic. That was very good. The rest are like, okay. Some of them have what I called like a conflicting sort of sounds where they have like a beautiful melody, but then the drums are like a little bit louder. So when you hear them together, it kind of is difficult to make out the melody. Where in comparison to the originals, they put a very intense focus on the sentimentality of it and like it sounding like very nice and beautiful. I don't know. I feel like it's just incomparable. But yeah, no, I'm glad it came back. Like I said, some of the last bits of music from Nujabi's that I've never heard, that and I believe Child's Attraction, and I think somebody recommended Child's Attraction, so inevitably we'll get to it. But yeah, it's one of the last things that I've not listened to. So now that I sit here, I'm like, oh man, like. I hate endings. I hate whenever I get to the end of something and now I'm like, I can never relive this for the first time again. But that's what the usual reactions are for. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. You know what? When I did the original reaction to the original songs, I didn't give it a grade. But honestly, this record is just a 10, in my opinion, based on the sentimentality of the original. It's like, I'm not really taking the remixes into consideration, to be honest, because I'm not really that big of a fan of them, besides part 2, obviously. But, everything else on this record is just fantastic, sentimental, emotional. So much so that, obviously, in that first part, if you've seen it or haven't, it genuinely made me cry. Because just having all this context in mind about what it is that Nujabes did and who he was and his unfortunate passing away. Rest in peace, my GOAT. Rest in peace. I've had a fantastic time listening to his music, and yeah, like I said, we're coming to the end of everything that there is, so it's a little bittersweet, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me do this actually. Boom. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.